We begin the news at this hour in Borno State, where stakeholders converged on Thursday for the first time of first ever town hall series organized by News Central Television in the Northeast. Our stakeholders at the town hall, led by Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum, drew representatives from religious bodies, the civil society, women groups, the security establishments, as well as politicians. They advocated a multi-stakeholders consensus building approach as the best and most viable road to peace and to rebuild the Northeast, given its long history with terror attacks by non-state actors.
I was the largest private sector employer of labor in my local government. Today I have none. All of them are jobless because of insecurity. So we can do more to ensure that all our roads are open, security is beefed by our local community. We can volunteer, all of us can volunteer and ensure that we do more.
We're traveling around the country and around the world to reach out to Nigerians wherever they are, to say that they cannot afford to be silent about the problems that they have. So the message is clear. Speak up, see something and say something. Do not be silent, because your choice to be silent is a sign that you have given up. We have not at any point in time, we've never at any point in time in all the series of town hall meetings that we have had, we have not at all gone to anybody who is a politician to say, support us. And even now, we still haven't done that. We have not asked any government to support us because we are using News Central as the platform of the people. This is a platform for you and for me to be able to express ourselves so that those in government will hear.
The insurgency has triggered acute humanitarian and post-displacement crisis with devastating social and economic impact on our population, further deepening fragility and poverty in the Northeast sub-region. Before 2015, about 22 local government areas were under the control of the insurgents. Out of about 4 or 5 major roads that we have within Borno State, only one major road was accessible, which is Maiduguri to Kano. All other roads were besieged by Boko Haram. We harvested a total number of, more than 100,000 orphans and widows as at 2016. These are official figures. About 700 energy distribution lines were destroyed. But I'm glad to stand here today and inform this other August gathering that as from 2015 to date, a lot has been achieved. I'm happy to note that I don't think you can identify one single person that can talk negatively about our recovery efforts.
Earlier, News Central's Managing Director and Editor-in-Chief, Kayode Akintemi, paid a courtesy visit to Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum in his office. Let's bring you that report.
During the visit, Governor Zulum commended News Central TV for its timely and balanced coverage of events in Borno State, especially in spotlighting developmental strides and humanitarian efforts in the region.
I am wishing you all the best, and thank you very much for coming. And then let me use the opportunity to commend the News Central for the timely reporting that they have been doing in Borno State. And we wish to partner with your station very well, so that our activities shall be known to the generality of the people of Nigeria.
Governor Zulum highlighted the government's ongoing efforts in the resettlement of over 1.5 million internally displaced persons across the state, an effort he described as one of the most ambitious post-conflict recovery programs in Nigeria. He also reiterated the state's commitment to the rehabilitation and reintegration of repentant Boko Haram members.
When we took over power, we decided to assess the situation, and then had a stakeholders consultative forum whereby we resolved to implement some key decisions that will ensure ending the insurgency. We felt that the kinetic measures alone will never end the insurgency because the non-kinetics are also very important. So we decided to look into the socio-economic and political dimensions of the crisis. Poverty, amongst others, are some of the factors that led to the insurgency. One of the recommendations that we adopted is that we shall support the victims of the insurgency by providing them with better educational facilities, better health facilities, means of livelihood, amongst others. This is one of the recommendations. The second recommendation is that we should forgive the Boko Haram members, those that are willing to surrender. And then we decided to establish a local solution to this problem. We have transitional justice mechanisms that will address all these issues. So since last 3 to 4 years to date, we received nothing fewer than 300,000 repentant Boko Haram members and their families.
Governor Zulum further praised the cordial relationship between the Borno State government and the Nigerian army, stating that the synergy has played a crucial role in improving security and facilitating humanitarian access across the region.
Our non-kinetic measures have yielded a very positive result because we received tremendous support from the Nigerian army. Honestly speaking, Borno State government is working well with the Nigerian army. Hitherto, we used to have some certain problems that it has been a long time that we are maintaining a very cordial relationship. And because of this, a lot has been achieved.
New Central Town Hall meeting in Borno signals a new level of commitment by the station to deepening our reportage of development in Borno State and the Northeast.
Away from that, a federal capital territory high court in Maitama has granted bail to Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, the senator representing Kogi Central, setting the amount at 50 million naira. The presiding judge, Chizoba Orji, dismissed the federal government's request to keep Akpoti-Uduaghan in prison custody pending trial. The judge found no valid reason to deny bail, citing sufficient evidence that the senator intends to face trial. As part of the bail conditions, Akpoti-Uduaghan must present one shorty who is a person of integrity and owns landed property in Abuja. The trial has been scheduled to begin on September 23rd. The senator appeared in court alongside her husband, Emmanuel Uduaghan, with several supporters present, including former Education Minister Obi Ezekwesili and human rights activist Aisha Yusufu. The Northern Senators Forum has asked the federal government to equip the military and other security agencies with modern weapons to effectively combat terrorism and insurgency across the country. In a statement issued on Wednesday and signed by Abdulaziz Yer-Adua, chairman of the forum, the senators condemned the recent attack in Benue State in which over 100 people were killed by suspected herdsmen. The lawmakers commiserated with the families of the victims and wished the injured a speedy recovery. The forum called on Nigerians to remain alert and report suspicious activities to the relevant authorities, saying national security is a shared responsibility. Joining me live in the studio is Okiki Adeniran, and he's a legal practitioner. And from Leeds, we have Dr. Abiye Hector Goma. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon. Good evening.
So let me begin with you, Okiki, in the studio. Speak to us. What type of weapons do our soldiers need at the moment that they do not have?
Well, I believe that it's not a subject of a weapon, not subject of buying weapons for them. It's basically the responsibility of our leaders, the political will of our leaders, in the sense that as we speak right now, there are so many things that have gone wrong, in the sense that we need decisive, actions to be taken. In the case of Borno State, we have seen that they are lacking in so many things. Now, basically, what I think that they need in Borno State is basically the political will. Leaders, making sure that things are done properly, that they call people that are supposed to, be in charge of these things, security especially, call them to order. In the case of Borno State, we have seen specifically that it's as if the life of the humans in Borno State are not being, taken so seriously, right? You see in the video that was posted yesterday, and you see children on the road, and those are the things we shouldn't even see at the moment, right? It's a moment for them to mourn, and seeing that kind of thing, it means that there's a little or nothing attached to the value of human life. So just to put everything together, I'm going to say that it's not about the weapon that which we should even sit on. It's basically the political will. How are they taking the issue of security, generally in Nigeria and even in the states, in Borno State? It's been a recurring, attack. I remember vividly. I think in 2015, it happened in 2015. Even if you look at the different times, different regimes, this attack, it has happened over and over and over again, and there's not been a solution. So it's the political will. We need to get our leaders, to do the right thing at this point.
All right, so let's hear from Dr. Hector Goma. Doctor, what do you think is the reason for the hike or the spike, in terrorism or attacks in Borno State? Is it a lack of weapons or lack of political will?
It's something that has gone on for many decades, and it's multifactorial. Of course, there's a historical aspect of it in terms of land issues, what we inherited from our colonial masters in terms of separating people away from their ethnic boundaries as historical. And then there's the big issue of governance, the failure of governance. Corruption in government is a big issue. Of course, we know previous regimes have talked about humongous funds being made available to the military, and then people being asked, what have you done with all the millions and billions of naira that you are giving to provide weaponry for your soldiers? And of course, there's also the issue of the enemy within, because there are people who are compromised. They don't serve Nigeria with all their heart. So there are people who are within the armed forces who get the equipment and maybe give them out to terrorists or people who cause mayhem in the community. So that is some of the issues that we are facing. So it's not just an issue of money, but how do you account for funds that historically have been made available to the Nigerian military?
Okay, but then many are actually worried that despite the president's visit to Benue on Wednesday, nothing significant has taken shape because he couldn't even go to where the attack happened in Yelwata, due to bad roads and also rainfall. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, unfortunately, in our country, some lives are like the George Orwellian situation. Some animals are more equal than others. And I think it's a bit indefensible considering what aviation abilities that are available to the country that our president is not able to get to see the suffering people because of bad roads and so on. I'm sure there are helicopters and there are other ways by which our president can reach the people of Borno State.
All right, so let's hear from you, Okiki. What difference did the president's visit make? You know, did it change anything?
Well, to my mind, I believe it doesn't change anything. You know, nothing has been done. The terrorists are still in the bush. Basically, you know, the live, you know, people were killed, and you know, to deliver a speech, right, and commiserate with people at the hospital. But nothing has changed. Basically, nothing has changed. It's basically, for me, political. Political in the sense that even in the president's speech, you could read some sort of politics in it. And you know, at this point in time, what we should be saying should be trying to even encourage and comfort the families of, you know, the people that have lost loved ones. So at this time, nothing has changed. No terrorist has been, you know, no
arrests have been made.
Nothing at all. We've not heard anything. You know, and I'm going to, let me also point to this. You know, this issue didn't really come up until, you know, people started raising issues, started raising points on social media and other things. So, truth be told, like I said before, it is very, very clear that human lives are not taken seriously.
So what exactly can be done at the moment to keep the people of Benue State and even in Nigeria safe?
Well, number one, you know, the government has the responsibility of ensuring that there's security. And that has been, I think, one thing we've been, you know, emphasizing for the past, you know, years, different regimes. And in, you know, right now, I believe what the government should do is, especially Benue as we speak, I think the Chief of Defense Staff should ensure that the troops are, you know, mobilized to that place, ensuring that all those villages, you know, are kept, and ensuring that there's no attack. You know, we don't have a reprisal attack in that sense. So I feel that what we should do in this sense, in the sense that the security agencies, you know, they need to buckle up, do what is right. You know, one, like I said, you know, send those troops to those bushes, ensure that there's no reprisal attack, to the extent that, you know, we start hearing some other things in the next 2 months. And in a sense, if you look at the developed countries, you would.
Okay, well, time is not on our side. Right. So let's quickly hear Dr. Hector Goma's final thoughts. He talked about the Chief of Defense Staff. He did say that, you know, drones are needed to combat the attackers, but nothing has been done till now. What needs to be done to keep the people of Benue State safe?
Well, I think the first thing is immediate solutions. We have to unblock humanitarian corridors, whether it's airdrops, working with local partners, terror mapping, making sure that food, water, clothes, shelter gets to the people. And more importantly, so many have died, children, women. We need to ensure as a country that further attacks do not take place. We are hearing about IDPs being attacked and so on. So security is really important. And then mobile clinics, maybe nutrition teams can have access to try and provide support for these people, as well as trying to look at the psychosocial support that is required. But more importantly, I think we need permanent solution. The issues of grazing, the issue of working together with communities is not really a Muslim, Christian thing. It's not a Fulani, other communities thing. There are good, bad, and ugly people everywhere. And we need to have both a short-range and a long-term approach to solving these problems permanently. So where there's unity, there's development in our country.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Okiki and Dr. Hector Goma, for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll tell you that President Tinubu inaugurates 100 CNG buses and other projects in his visit to Kaduna State. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us on News Now. And we'll be going back to Borno State, where the new Central Town Hall happened earlier today. We have joining us Dr. Jidda Ajay. He's an economist and development expert, joining us to speak on the impact of the town hall and what is happening in Borno State with us. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us. So, Doctor, how would you describe the town hall, you know, and its impact in promoting peace in Borno State?
As a resident of Borno, is the best thing far happens to us as far as information discrimination is concerned. To the best of my knowledge, News Central is the first channel to come down, be with us, and discuss with direct victims of what transpired from the beginning of the insurgency. And as you can see, owing to its significance, His Excellency the State Governor himself came and attended, which even the ideas of News Central admitted this was the first time that the sitting governor is coming to attend such an occasion. It's a very good opportunity for people to come and exchange information and change exchange notes and offer advice. And the most significant thing is this town government has given us the opportunity to tell the world that we have peace, not as being painted in the social media.
All right, Dr. Jidda, we would actually have to come back to you on this. Thank you so much. Away from that, President Bola Tinubu on Thursday inaugurated a host of developmental projects executed by Governor Obasani. They include an Institute of Vocational Training and Skills Development, a 300-bed hospital, a 24-kilometer township road, the Tudumbiri Road, and 100 CNG buses, among others. The project inauguration series by the Ministry of the Federal Capital Territory resumed on Thursday with the inauguration of the newly constructed Collector Road CN2 on Ahmadu Bello Way in Mabushi to Judges' Quarters in Katampe and other roads. Now, President Bola Tinubu was represented by Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, who commended the vision of the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, to revamp the infrastructural landscape of the Federal Capital Territory.
As I commission this newly constructed Zakari A, Kiari Streets, and other roads today, I pray that we all continue to move forward, united in purpose, bold in vision, and unshaken in our belief that a greater Nigeria is not only possible, but already under construction. It is now my honor to inaugurate this road to the glory of God and service to humanity. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for your support and cooperation. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and may we continue to work together for the betterment of our nation.
We flagged off this project October last year, and this project is supposed to be 1 year, 12 months. But here we are. The project will be completed within 8-9 months. And that's why we have always said, give to those who have the capacity to deliver for the benefit of the people. For those of you who say that will sell your houses for not paying your ground rent, see the value, see the product of paying your ground rent. If you don't pay, nobody will provide this infrastructure, because the only thing the city has is just to collect tax. The Deputy Speaker is the one representing you. Mr. Deputy Speaker, see what we are talking. If you know you have land here and you have not paid, I will publish your name that you have not paid. It's nothing to do that I want to embarrass you. No. We need the money to do the work that we are doing. No poor man can build these houses. No poor man. These houses are being built by rich men. So you have to pay. So that we can carry out the job, we'll carry out development for the interest of our people.
University of Port Harcourt has conferred an honorary Doctor of Science degree to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. The award, according to the Governing Council of the university, is for strides achieved by the Minister in infrastructural development and for his contribution to the growth and development of the university as an alumni of the institution. Amadin Uyi reports.
The team to the Minister of the FCT was led by the Vice Chancellor of the University of Port Harcourt, Ounari Georgeville. Georgeville, during the presentation of the conferment letter, says that the official decoration and presentation of the certificate will come up on July the 26th as part of the university's activities to mark its 50th year anniversary.
The Senate of the university has sat and has looked at everything and has decided to award the honorary Doctor of Science, Political Science, honoris causa, on Your Excellency, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory.
Your Excellency, Honorable Minister of Federal Capital Territory, I am pleased and with great humility and honor to present this letter of award to great Nigerian and great alumnus of this unique university. Lending my voice to what the VC has said, the university is really proud of you because in every endeavor of your life, you've made us proud.
The minister, while commending the team, gave reasons why he ensured that the university did not lack adequate infrastructure during his time as governor, including the state-of-the-art convocation arena.
For me, it is the university that gave me everything. And I couldn't find out why such a very good have a defeated convocation. And where we had our own matriculation and convocation, so how could this be possible? And being a governor, I felt I should contribute. And today, like you said, is one of the best you can think of convocation, and where you have a slave building and everything. So if I'm in a position to do more for my university, I want.
He assured that he will participate fully in the upcoming 50th year anniversary celebration.
Even if we are not even honored as our alumnus, I have rather attend 50 years. It's a golden jubilee celebration. So one will participate and figure out what not to support the university. The chairman, it is important to also say that you've done well as the chairman and government council, and the VC has also done very well.
With the minister now joining the list of prestigious Nigerians being conferred the honorary doctorate degree by the esteemed and award-winning university, he assured that he will not relent to contribute his quota to the development of infrastructure not just in the federal capital but across the country. In Abuja for News Central, I am Amadin Uyi.
The Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has made significant strides in Bayelsa State with two major projects inaugurated by the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Olanipekun Olukoyede. News Central correspondent Austin Azu has the details.
The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Olanipekun Olukoyede, is in Bayelsa State, not to fight corruption or naira mutilation, but to inaugurate projects executed and completed by the Niger Delta Development Commission.
Therefore, commission this project for the benefit of humanity and to the glory of the Almighty God.
Olukoyede, who inaugurated the Renew Hope Multipurpose Training Center at Otukpoti, Ogbeya local government area of Bayelsa State, revealed the funding source for the project.
What is the essence of the fight against corruption? It's not just to run a task and to hand people. It is for us to see the impact of this fight. And what you are seeing here today is the impact of the war against corruption in Nigeria.
The Minister of Regional Development, Abubakar Momo, the board chairman and management of NDDC, who identified the impact of the ultra-modern training facility, said it is designed to empower youth with skills that will lead to job creation and self-reliance.
With a sitting and training capacity of 1,000 persons. Simultaneously, this center is fully equipped to serve as a skill hub, a community learning space, and a launchpad for innovation and self-reliance.
The concept of this project was conceived in a way that it can be a hybrid project. A project that during the flooding season, people who are displaced can also have a shelter and also a place for training and learning. Not just because they are displaced to be left for their fate.
Today we are here to promote and celebrate human capacity, the development and training of our people of the Niger Delta.
So I think it's a very good decision today that the chairman of EFCC is here live by himself to see what the NDDC has done with the money they assisted them to recover.
Attention later moved to Yenegua, the Bayelsa State capital, for the inauguration of the NDDC Bayelsa State Ultra-Modern Office Complex with state-of-the-art facilities.
For to the glory of God and the benefit of mankind and the staff and the people of NDDC and Bayelsa State.
In his goodwill message, Bayelsa State Governor Rediri stated that the inaugurated projects demonstrate the NDDC's dedication to developing the Niger Delta region through strategic investments in human capital, infrastructure, and economic empowerment.
And each and every one of us, wherever we find ourselves, think of what you will attract to this state. It is a state that is in need of development.
With the inauguration of these projects in Bayelsa State, individuals and groups have commended the NDDC management for reversing the narrative of poor workspace and substandard work environment. In Yenegua for News Central, Austin Azu.
In other news, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, has issued a strong call for the Nigerian government to enhance the tracking and ensure the more efficient use of budgets allocated to children-focused initiatives. The organization stressed the critical need for greater transparency and accountability to ensure these funds directly benefit the nation's children. Speaking at a recent forum in Lagos, Céline Lafoucrier, Chief Field Office for UNICEF, highlighted that it's not just about the size of the budget, but about how effectively those funds are tracked, dispersed, and utilized on the ground to deliver tangible results for children.
Those who need access to clean water, where are those who need access to healthcare, education, nutrition, good nutrition, etc. So the budgeting exercise is very important. We have been working very closely with the Lagos government to make sure that we improve that way of planning the budget on concrete data, that we ensure that it is spent when it is attributed. And for that, UNICEF supported the Lagos State Ministry for Budget and Planning, Economic Planning, with the creation of a budget code that ensures that every single naira spent in support of children from whichever state ministry it is recorded as the budget spent for children. So we have greater visibility and capacity to monitor what is the spending.
Right now, until all the rights of all the children are fulfilled, we will not rest, because the whole principle here is leave no one behind, and we must reach the furthest first. So we must be able to look at those issues of deprivation. What areas of the rights of the child has not been fulfilled, and how are governments doing this? And this is the role for every one of us to really track how much we are doing this.
Away from Nigeria, officials from Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo have reached a draft agreement that could end decades of conflict. Now, the breakthrough, mediated by the US and Qatar, provides for the disengagement, disarmament, and conditional integration of armed groups fighting in eastern DR Congo. It also includes provisions for a joint security mechanism to prevent future flare-ups. The peace deal is expected to be formalized next week. Now, the U.S. State Department and technical teams had initialed the draft text on Wednesday ahead of a formal sign-in ceremony next Friday to be witnessed by U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. South Africa's Eastern Cape province is in mourning after devastating floods claimed 92 lives, including 31 children, and left over 4,300 people homeless. The disaster, described as unprecedented and catastrophic by President Cyril Ramaphosa, has been linked to climate change. Thousands of homes, roads, schools, and health facilities were submerged and caked in mud, with the city of Mthatha hardest hit. The provincial government has postponed all non-essential events and called for a minute silence at 11 a.m. to honor the victims. In business, demonstrating their dedication to driving legislative and policy reforms that influence Nigeria's economic and business environment, the Nigerian Bar Association section on business law and the Nigerian Economic Summit Group's Ernest Shonekan Center for Legislative Reforms and Economic Development signed a memorandum of understanding on Thursday in Lagos. News Central's business correspondent Chamun Dabeng reports.
The relationship that
the chairman of the Ernest Shonekan Center, Kari Bukar, during his speech, emphasized that the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding with the Nigerian Bar Association section on business law goes beyond mere ceremony. It represents the formal launch of a strategic alliance anchored in a mutual commitment to enhancing Nigeria's legislative, judicial, and regulatory systems in support of its economic transformation.
changes have actually even started to crystallize. We've affected some of the new reforms that have taken place, laws that have been already signed, including KAMA, which was the hairy one of them all, as well as IST, the laws affecting credit registry and credit reform, and all the laws that affect the business environment have actually been looked at, and the ones that require modernization and change have already been done.
Also speaking at the event, Chair of the NBA-SBL, Ozofu Ogemudia, noted that Nigeria's progress has long been hindered by persistent challenges in its legislative, regulatory and judicial sectors. She emphasized, however, that the newly formed partnership marks a significant step forward in confronting and resolving these pressing concerns.
What we aim to do is formalize our collaboration and continue with a proper framework for how we move forward in working together to identify legislative gaps, support the National Assembly in terms of the quality of bills that come out of the National Assembly, particular focus on bills that will help the ease of doing business in Nigeria, to improving our attractiveness for investments.
NASBA was charged with a review of all the business-friendly laws to identify those that are impeding investments in Nigeria and how to address them. So we produced a report led by the Professor Idonige panel, which we've been working on till today. So that report identified about 107 laws that are impeding the ease of doing business in Nigeria. Some of those laws have been amended, some have been overtaken by the Business Facilitation Act, particularly like the KAMA was amended, the Investment and Securities Act was amended, and a few others, which have now shaped the business environment in Nigeria and gives us confidence to the private sector investor.
The group stated that the journey towards formalizing the Memorandum of Understanding began nearly a decade ago, when they jointly pursued legislative, regulatory and judicial reforms, built robust capacity-building initiatives, and upheld principles of transparency and accountability throughout the process. In Lagos for News Central, I am Chamun Dabeng.
That's all at this hour. But before we go, let's take another look at some of our top stories. We told you that stakeholders at News Central's town hall in Borno have advocated broad-based collaboration to rebuild Nigeria's northeast region. We also told you that court has rejected federal government's application to remand Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan and granted her 50 million naira bail. Finally, you heard that Rwanda and Democratic Republic of Congo have reached a draft peace agreement set to be signed next week. Remember, you may send your eyewitness report to the WhatsApp number on the screen. Do follow us on social media. We are at News Central TV. You can watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, GoTV channel 23, Star Times channel 274, Avo TV, and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I'm Darshan Usman.